Alright, yo, what's going on, guys? I know there's a sentiment about Greatsword, but I got some stuff to talk about with Mako, so you guys can stick through it with me. So yeah, Greatsword not loved by the community, or really me, to be honest. But I hope with these set of nerfs and like overall the decrease in amount of players that will be able to be carried by this weapon. I hope you guys can learn to appreciate how well designed and uniquely designed the weapon is. I actually think it's like a very well designed weapon. Like, it's super unique, super cool, and executed properly, which it wasn't really on release, but executed properly, it could be absolutely sick to watch and play. So, we're getting there. We're getting there. That sig is an abomination. Anyways, the topic of this video, which is Mako is absolutely atrocious and going to destroy the meta, is Mako. So the only thing that was changed about Mako was her down sig on Katars got 5 extra recovery frames. That sounds like a lot. 5 recovery frames sounds like a lot, but it had 10. It had 10. So going up to 15 is kind of irrelevant. It's still like really hard to punish the move. Almost impossible, I would say. Like, it's possible, but it's very difficult. And I think Katars overall super slept on, super easy, like maybe the easiest weapon to play at a high level, especially online, just with the sidelight impulse. Like, the neutral is very simple with Katars. So all that in tandem, like the SIGs being super strong, like this SIG in particular, the down SIG on Greatsword it's game breaking tier in my opinion. Maybe counterplay will be developed, but like the move automatically releases if you like come into contact with anything. So like you don't even really have to think when you press it, and it has like no recovery frames too. Like, I can do this, and like the hitbox is so big that if they even try and punish, they're probably gonna miss. And like there's like just cool tech with it too. Like, yeah, I mean, I didn't even try to hit him like that, but I did. And it always, like, even if you hit them to your left, as long as you're facing right, it'll send them to the right. So like, you just have so much control when you use this move. It's like pretty insane. Yeah, like talking about Greatsword more. It's hard to say now how much these like recovery frame changes are really going to impact, because people weren't really that good against Greatsword to begin with, just like in general, regardless of how broken it was. So like, we'll see how people can start learning how to like space against it more and that kind of stuff. This dude is destroying me. But on hit, the weapon feels exactly the same. So if the reason that you were losing to Greatsword, or like not you, like anyone was losing to Greatsword, was like you would get hit and then they'd like chase you down, that did not change at all. That is exactly the same. They can still chase you down. On hit, the weapon feels amazing to play. It feels horrible to play against. And that's like kind of the whole point of the weapon, like by design, right? The whole point is that you can cancel your moves and chase them down. So no, I think it's good that it does that. But that being said, people never really developed the right counterplay against it. Like, they never really learned how to dodge. They never really learned how to do anything against it. So we'll see how Greatsword is perceived at the top level. I've seen a lot of like Greatsword players say that they killed the weapon, which there's no way that is what happened. But I personally still think it's probably the best weapon, and online, on par at least with gauntlets. So yeah, the only thing that like even feels bad about it is just on whiff. Like, on hit, the weapon feels amazing to play. So it just feels like, what the hell was that drop? It just feels like a normal Brawlhalla weapon now, but on hit it feels like you're in a different world entirely still. So hope that kind of clarifies how I think about the patch. And Dare, oh my god, Dare was not changed enough. Like, you can mash this move. Yeah, no. It's a learning experience. The weapon's super unique. It was, no, like design-wise, from like BMG's perspective, it's much better for them to like nerf it like this, where a lot of players are not gonna be able to replicate like how good it really is. By weird lag. By removing like the mashing aspect, like you can't really just mash in neutral anymore. That's like the biggest change. But also not like completely kill the weapon so that it's not fun to play, right? So I think this was an excellent patch overall. Just like moving in the right direction. You'd love to see that after Greatsword's release. Overall, over the last like year or so, maybe like half year, the balance patches have all been very good, in my opinion. So, yep. Yeah, like this move, absolute abomination. Like delete it, just remove it permanently. Yeah, like there's so much like Mako specific stuff that you can do. You can convert like every single Greatsword hit into down sig. It's pretty insane. Like for example, like something I've been doing a lot is like a lot of the times that you hit down air on Greatsword, like the grounded version where you like fall down on top of them, you know what I mean? A lot of the times that you hit that, they don't have a dodge. So you can just do down air, dash side light, like the opener side light, and then chase dodge, D-sig, and it's like a confirm. It's insane. The amount of options that you have with a move like this. Like every single grounded move converts into it. Your opponent has to be like so aware of what's going on to play against Greatsword. That's the other reason Greatsword is so good, is that your opponent has to know like just as much as you to be able to play against it, for the most part. There's like such a steep learning curve with Greatsword that makes it like super annoying to play against. Like I know I was talking to Snowy after BCX, after he, you know, unfortunately was Greatsworded to death, and he was just like saying that he didn't even know what the moves did, because you pretty much have to play the weapon to learn what the moves are. Pretty unique thing to Greatsword. And honestly, that's like a important thing to know in general. Like if you're really struggling against a weapon, you should try and play it just to like learn how other people beat you, you know what I mean? If you see how other people are like beating the weapon that you can't beat, and you can incorporate how they beat into your gameplay. So this dude is killed me. Mako's side stick on Greatsword, it kind of drops a lot, so I try to avoid using it. If you GC it though, I feel like it never drops. Just like a little thing I noticed. Another thing actually about like down sigs, her down sig on guitars, absolutely ridiculous. Like it's kind of like the down sig on gauntlets, where you can just convert, or not gauntlets, Greatsword, where you can just convert anything into it. And then if you whiff, like you have two options. You can either drift away, or you can like instantly attack. Like the 5 frames was really irrelevant in my opinion. The 5 frame nerf, definitely not enough to put it on par with like other signatures. But yeah, Mako is extremely good this patch, like super good. Maps for Mako. Maps with small walls I think are like super key, just because of like the down sig thing where you can just like slide off, you know, all auto release. Super good. But like a map with this one, oops, that was an accident. Like a map like this one, you don't really get to cover the whole wall. Like it'll release before, so that can be like, you know, counterplay they say. But I think like specifically like Demon Island, super good. Mammoth is super good. You want flat maps in general with Greatsword. Now that they nerfed recovery especially. So this NSIG, I've had like such a hard time learning how to use it on stage. Off stage is like pretty straightforward. You can just use it as a recovery tool, like just like a GC back to stage, you know what I mean? But on stage, I've had like such a hard time finding utilization for it. Oh, I SD'd. Okay, I tried to go 2 in. So, you know, let me know in the comments if you guys know like a specific read or something where that move is super useful, because like that catches like one dodge. And you don't want to go for options that only catch one thing, you know? Like there, if I just did down tick, it would have covered spot dodge, it would have covered out dodge, in dodge, all that stuff. So no, you don't really want to go for options that are like only cover one thing that they can do. But yeah, hope you guys are enjoying the patch. Personally, so far, I'm really enjoying the patch. So thank you guys for watching. Hope you learned something about Mako, and peace out.